I didn't sleep that night. I kept replaying her voice in my head. The fear, the way it cracked halfway through her sentence. Emily wasn't the kind of person who scared easily. If she said she was afraid, something was seriously wrong. By dawn, I'd already made 3 copies of the flash drive and hidden them in different places. One at home, one in my car, one in my locker at work. I didn't know who I was protecting myself from, but I knew better than to underestimate people who had already silenced her. The next morning, I went to the police station with every intention of turning in the drive. But as I sat in the parking lot, I started to imagine the headlines. Grieving brother fabricates evidence. Accident victim sibling obsessed with conspiracy. I'd seen how fast they closed her case the first time. They wouldn't reopen it unless I handed them something irrefutable. And even then, if Ryan had any connections, and based on what Emily hinted, he might, I couldn't risk him finding out before I was ready. So instead, I started digging on my own. Ryan worked in real estate. He managed a few rental properties around town, mostly for wealthy clients. I remembered Emily mentioning how he sometimes carried envelopes of cash, saying his clients preferred it that way. I used to think it was just shady business practices, but now it sounded worse. Money transfers, she'd said. Maybe laundering? Maybe blackmail? I didn't know yet. I decided to start with his company. According to their website, it was a small firm, only 5 employees. But when I checked the state business registry, I found something odd. The firm had been registered only 2 years ago, right around the time Ryan and Emily started dating, and the address listed for the company's headquarters wasn't an office building. It was an old warehouse on the edge of town. That night, I drove there. The building looked abandoned, windows dark, weeds pushing through cracks in the asphalt. But when I parked nearby and watched, I noticed a faint light flicker inside around midnight. Not a steady glow, more like a motion sensor turning on and off. Someone was there. I didn't go in. I wasn't stupid. But I took pictures. The sign, the door, the number plate of a silver SUV parked out front. When I looked up the plate later, it belonged to a company van registered under a completely different name. The next day, I called Claire. I hadn't spoken to her since the funeral. My voice shook when I told her I'd found some of Emily's things and wanted to give them back in person. She hesitated before agreeing to meet at a coffee shop. When she walked in, she looked different. Thinner, pale, eyes darting. I had expected guilt or sadness, but what I saw instead was fear. "Hey," she said softly, sitting down. "It's been a while." "Yeah," I said. "Listen, Claire, I found some